Hi guys, Mr. Cairns here. Today we're going to be learning how to generate non-linear terms when we've been given an nth term. So let's say we have the nth term as n squared plus 2. And we want to find the first 5 numbers in this sequence. First of all, what we need to be doing is remembering something called BIDMAS. Brackets, indices, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. This is our order of operations, and so this is how we're going to be wanting to solve this sequence and remembering BIDMAS. So if we do anything with brackets, we won't be having anything today, but we're going to be wanting to do our indices first, then division, we're going to have no division, but then our multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to write 1, so our first, second, third, fourth, and our 5th numbers in our sequence. And what we're going to want to do to make this sequence, we want to substitute n for our first number in our sequence to be 1. So 1 squared, 1 times 1 is 1, add 2 is going to be 3. That is our first number in our sequence of n squared plus 2. Now we want to find our second number in our sequence. We're going to make n as 2. We're going to substitute n to be 2. So 2 squared is going to be 4, plus 2, 6. For our third term, substitute n to be 3. So 3 squared will be 9, plus 2, 11. Fourth one, 4 squared is 16, plus 2, 18. 5 squared, 25, plus 2, 27. So for the first 5 terms of our sequence here, we have 3, 6, 11, 18, and 27. Here it goes up by 3, and then it goes up by 5, then it goes up by 7, then it goes up by 9 each time. So you can see it's adding 2 to each term that we're going up in. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave BIDMAS up here to make you remember. I'm going to write 3 questions here. So find the first 5 numbers in each of these sequences. So I want it to be n squared plus 6. So write question 1 there. Question 2, 2n squared, subtract 5. And then question 3, n squared plus n. Now what I want you to do, I want you to pause the video and I want you to answer these 3 questions. Once you've got an answer for these 3 questions, then you can play the video and I'm going to explain how we get the answer. Okay, so I'm hoping you should have the answer by now. So let's answer the first one. So we've got n squared plus 6, and we want to find the first 5 numbers in this sequence. So if we start off with the first one, when n is 1, 1 squared is 1 plus 6, 7. For our second number, n is going to be 2. So 2 squared is 4, add 6, 10. 3 squared plus 6, 15. 4 squared plus 6, 22. And then for our last one, 5 squared plus 6, 31. This one here, question 2, it's getting a little bit more difficult. We've now got 2n squared, subtract 5. But again, we're just going to follow our rule of BIDMAS and work out each of our numbers in our sequence. So for our first one, when n is 1, we need to remember here in our BIDMAS, we need to do our indices first. So 1 squared, 1 times 1 is 1. And then we do our multiplication. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2, then take away 5, would then give us negative 3. So that is our first term in our sequence. Now let's do our second. When n is 2, 2 squared is 4, times 2 is 8, take away 5 is 3. So now do it for our third term. 3 squared is 9, times 2, 18, take away 5, 13. Fourth term, 4 squared is 16, times 2 is 32, take away 5, 27. 5 squared times 2 would then give us 50, take away 5, 45. Now let's go on to question 3, our last one. We've got n squared plus n. It's easier than you think. We just got to then substitute both of these n's for our first term, for our first number in our sequence being 1. So we're going to sub n to be 1 for each of them. So 1 times 1 is 1 for 1 squared, plus also 1, we're going to get as our first number in our sequence as 2. Then for our second term, where n is 2, 2 squared is going to be 4, plus 2, 6. Third term, 3 squared plus 3, so 9 plus 3 give us 12. For our fourth term, 4 squared is 16, plus 4, 20. And then for our last one, 5 squared plus 5 would be 25 plus 5, and then give us 30. And these are our 3 answers to our 3 questions. And if you're a little bit confused, I want you to just rewind and watch again how I did it and see if you can try to understand how we're going to do it. Because if you guys can nail this, then you can nail the next questions I've got on the next slide of this PowerPoint. Any questions, then just let your teacher know and they'll be happy to help. Thank you.